We go to hospitals to keep our health in check. Hospitals have a seemingly boundless supply of resources, machines and medical equipment, syringes, surgical masks, food, etc. However, where exactly do these things come from, and what happens to them after they are used? Do you ever consider the amount of waste hospitals produce? According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, approximately 1% of all solid waste in the United States originates at healthcare facilities. The medical industry by itself generates over 2 million tons of waste annually and consumes more than 8% of the total energy use in the United States. Hospitals and health systems produce an astonishing 11.7 thousand tons of waste each day. What do these hospitals do to dispose their waste? Hospitals bury and burn garbage composed of plastics, chemicals, paper, food, needles, packaging, and electronics in an effort to dispose all this waste. Of the total amount of waste generated by healthcare activities, about 80% is general waste, including tissues, food, paper, etc. The remaining 20% is what we have to pay attention to the most. The final 20% is considered hazardous material that may be infectious, toxic, or radioactive to the environment and its inhabitants. For example, throughout the world, an estimated 16 million injections are administered every year. Not all needles and syringes are properly disposed of, creating risk of injury and infection and opportunities for reuse. Amongst the human population, in the year 2000, injections with contaminated syringes caused 21 million hepatitis B virus infections, 2 million hepatitis C virus infections, and 260 HIV infections worldwide. Environmentally, landfills that have improperly disposed hazardous material can contaminate drinking water if they are not properly disposed. Evidence has created rising concerns about mercury released from medical waste incinerators, vast volume of waste, and pharmaceuticals in drinking water. Mercury is suspected to cause cancer. At high levels, it may damage the brain, kidneys, and developing fetuses.
One of the biggest problems facing U.S. healthcare facilities is their energy consumption. Healthcare facilities spend $8.8 billion annually. In a typical hospital, lighting, heating, and hot water represent between 61 and 79% of total energy use, depending on the climate. In a macro sense, hospitals and healthcare facilities account for nearly 8% of the nation's annual energy consumption and generate nearly 8% of the country's carbon dioxide emissions, according to the U.S. Department of Energy information. There is a huge issue with consumption of energy. Health-wise, excess carbon dioxide and other pollutants can contribute to chronic bronchitis, asthma attacks, respiratory systems, and premature death. By decreasing waste, hospitals have opportunities to reduce toxicity, conserve natural resources, and lower associated costs. In addition to offering health benefits, conserving energy helps hospitals save money. According to the Department of Energy, hospital energy costs rose 56% between 2003 and 2008. Estimates of cost savings can be as high as 40 to 70% of waste disposal outlays, representing $4 to $7 billion in savings for the industry as a whole. Given the rising waste removal costs, hospitals can reduce expenses by recycling more materials. Some health systems have succeeded in recycling more than 25% of their total waste. In addition, hospitals can reduce the potential for biological or chemical waste exposure and mismanagement with detailed training and education programs. In terms of energy, hospitals can undergo Existing Building Commission, or EBCX, which includes limiting improvements to systems that are both widely applicable and cost-effective, such as ventilation and water heating. EBCX can potentially reduce energy costs by 6 to 12%. Hospitals can also upgrade their systems beyond those that are currently in use. Retrofits may be expensive, but they can reduce energy costs by up to 21%.
Fortunately, local establishments are making the effort to increase their sustainability. In a report released in 2011, MGH discussed its improvements in its sustainability program. More than a third of all the materials used for construction were recycled. During the construction process, more than 85% of construction waste was recycled. Quickly renewable materials such as bamboo have been used for wall finishes, further reducing environmental impacts. To reduce water consumption, low-flow plumbing fixtures were installed in the building to reduce water consumption by more than 20%, or 1.4 million gallons per year. A special glazing system was used on the outer walls to minimize heat gain and loss while allowing daylight to enter. This system improves thermal performance by 39% and reduces solar heat gain by 31%. Digitally controlled management systems ensure comfortable temperatures and appropriate lighting levels, while heating, cooling, and lighting are coordinated to achieve energy conservation and savings. The building design achieves an overall reduction of energy demand by 10%. Brigham Women's Hospital recently joined the Healthier Hospitals Initiative, which is a national campaign to improve environmental health and sustainability in healthcare. The initiative challenges healthcare institutions to go green by increasing recycling, using safer cleaning products, decreasing waste, and committing to more energy efficient heating and cooling systems, among other goals. The 3-year campaign, which began in 2012, is helping hospitals and healthcare systems across the U.S. make a positive impact. BWH has also converted to LED lighting, replacing light bulbs and fixtures and installing motion light switches, resulting in a 2% reduction in electricity usage in the past year. BWH also reevaluated their LEED Silver Certified Shapiro Center to find out whether its environmental footprint could be reduced. The project reduced BWH's carbon dioxide emissions by more than 1 million pounds of carbon dioxide per year and has resulted in energy savings of close to 37,000 gallons of fuel oil per year, or enough to drive a Volkswagen Beetle 72 times around the globe. These cost savings and others help to reduce the cost of delivering care by shrinking the hospital's operating costs, while reducing the hospital's ecological footprint.